Today we have something rather cool. I'm going to be recarding my vintage Tron figure onto this amazing custom card back. Hello, it's Dave at Vintage Toy Rush. Welcome to 2021 and a happy new year to you all. Now, you may have seen from some of my previous videos that I do love the Tomy Tron line from way back in 1982. I have all the figures and the light cycles loose, but I don't have any of them carded because here in the UK they are really hard to find and also very expensive. So when I came across this custom Tron card, I thought to myself, now's an opportunity to create my own custom carded Tron figure. Now this video is the first in a series that I'm calling Fan Made, where I take a look at items made by the fans, which I think are worth taking a look at. So much so, I've either invested in them through a Kickstarter or put my own money on the table and purchased the item. So in this first episode, we'll be taking a look at who's actually created this card, get some background info from the maker themselves, and I'll be showing how I actually recard my Tomy Tron figure. So who produces these card backs? Well, it's a guy called Chris King. He's based in the UK and he's actually set up an Etsy shop now called Kenner by King. So search for that if you're interested in these cards. Now you may have seen these cards on some other channels, for example on Retro Blasting, Blue Harvest Vintage Toys and Reynolds Reviews. And not only does he produce these amazing looking cards, but he is also producing some figures as well. So I wanted to talk to Chris and find out a little bit about how all of this started, and this is what he said. The idea came from wanting realistic figures of Chris Reeve's Superman, Nicholas Hammond's Spidey and Lou Ferrigno's Hulk. Even as a kid, I was disappointed with Mego's offering as they didn't really resemble the characters or costumes. Let's zoom in on this Superman figure and hear what Chris has to say about the design philosophy. It was my intention to make 5 points of articulation. However, when I started with the Chris Reeve Superman, I decided to make them non-posable for clean costume design which would look good when they were painted and mounted to the cards. Now you can see that Chris has already designed a variety of cards, so let's just take a quick look at what's available. We have Superman, Star Wars, Back to the Future, a variety of Batman, some Battlestar Galactica, they look awesome, Flash Gordon, Robocop, Spiderman, Hulk, Wonder Woman, Flash, and of course the one that I purchased is this awesome Tron card. Now I'm actually Chris's first Etsy customer and I chose this card, as I said, because I wanted to recard one of my Tomy Tron figures. I also bought the bubble, and before I show how I recard my figure, let's just have a quick word from Chris on how he came up with this card design. For the backing cards, I tried many designs, and after showing them to several people, we all agreed on the black card with the silver racetrack, which activated the childhood memories. I adjusted the racetrack shine marks so they matched the Superman the movie logo. I was thrilled with how it looked and thought it would be cool to do more characters with the same card template. And here is the card that I purchased. And the first thing to say is that the quality of the cardstock is incredible. It's a really thick card. It's not going to crease easily. It's not going to bend. It's got a nice weighty feel to it. And the print as well is also high quality. It's crisp, it's bright, and you can see the light reflecting off the front here. I would say it's a satin finish, which also gives it a nice high quality feel. And let's just look at this card here. You can see the racetrack inspired by the original Kenner Star Wars cards and the Tron logo here sitting on top. And Chris tells me that when he was designing this particular card, he worked hard to make sure that the reflection in the Tron logo aligned with the top of the racetrack. That's the sort of level of detail that you get in these cards. We can also see Tron there with Yuri and also a recognizer. If only back in the 80s Tomy had produced a recognizer toy as part of that line, that would have been amazing. And here we see the Kenner logo. Obviously it wasn't Kenner that produced the Tron figures originally, it was Tomy. But Chris said he wanted to create a series of cards as if Kenner have made them, and I think he's done a good job of it. Let's just look at the back here. We can see other characters from the Tron film and also light cycles. The yellow and red light cycle, they were produced by Tomy back in the 80s, and then more recently NECA created the blue version with their re-releases. And at the bottom, reminiscent of those old cards as well, you see here's a special offer for a free action figure, and there's some proof of purchase tokens to cut out. Okay, let's get on to the reason why I bought this card in the first place, and that is to recard this Tomy Tron figure. So we have the card, we have the figure, and we also have a bubble, which I also purchased from Chris. So I want the end result. Let's just put his arm down a little bit. I want the end result to look something like this. So the figure fits in nicely in the bubble against the card. So I need to find a way to fix the bubble to the card. And what I'm going to use, or at least try, are these micro dots, which Chris also recommended. So if this works out okay, it may even give a slight waffle look as well to the edging of the bubble where it's stuck to the card. The thing I've got to work out is how best to apply the micro dots to the edge of this bubble in a neat way so it doesn't look rough once it's all pushed together. So that's going to be my next job, try and work that out. Okay, so I could think of two ways of applying this backing sticker to the bubble. One was to just put the whole sheet on and then maybe cut with a sharp knife around the edge. That may work, I'm not sure, I don't want to damage the bubble. So I've gone for this option, which is to draw a template onto the back of the sticker card and then cut that out. And then hopefully I can feed these onto the back of the bubble. I think it's going to be a little bit fiddly, but I'll give that a go. And then I'll be ready to peel off that backing paper and stick it to the card. We shall see what happens. Okay, as is always the case, the simplest solutions end up being the best solutions. So I threw away my templates, that wasn't going to work. I started by laying down the micro dots on the back and then using a knife to cut around, and then I realised, of course, I don't need to do any cutting. All I need to do is take the backing off, lay it down, and then I can peel the whole thing off. And then what will remain is just the sticky backing on the edge of the bubble. So, fingers crossed I can take this off and stick it to the card and it's all going to look neat. After some faffing around, I've managed to get the bubble onto the card in the place that I want it to be. And it looks amazing. I'm really pleased with this. There he is, Tron, sitting inside his bubble on the Tron card. And I don't know if you can see, when you look at the edging there, it does kind of give it a waffle look. So I'm really pleased with that. That's turned out better than I thought. So there we are, a recarded Tomy Tron figure on this amazing Chris King custom Tron card. Well, I'm really pleased with how this card has turned out. Don't forget to visit Chris's Etsy store, search for Kenner by King. He's got all sorts of amazing card backs on there. And this card is probably going to end up either here in my loose display of Tomy Tron or on the wall of cards once I've got that set up. So if this video has given you a vintage rush, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment, always respond to comments. And all I've got left to say now is stay vintage, stay safe, and cheers everyone.
End of line.